All right, let's talk about one of the most important and maybe most misunderstood technologies of our time, cloud computing. You know, it's kind of the invisible engine that runs our entire digital world, from the email you checked this morning to the movie you're going to stream tonight. So we're going to pull back the curtain and see how it really works.
I mean, you hear it all the time, right? Oh, just save it to the cloud. But have you ever stopped to think, what is that? Is it up in the sky? The answer you'll see is way simpler and honestly, a lot cooler than you might think.
Okay, so to really get our heads around cloud computing, the best place to start is just by breaking that term right down the middle into its two core parts.
So on one hand, you have the cloud. And really, this is just a fancy way of talking about a bunch of powerful computers, servers, and databases that are somewhere else. They're remote, and you get to them using the internet. Then, on the other hand, you have computing, which is, well, it's just what computers do, managing information, processing stuff, all that good jazz.
So what happens when you smash those two simple ideas together? What do you actually get? What is cloud computing really?
Well, at its core, cloud computing is all about getting computer resources, like storage or processing power, delivered to you whenever you ask for them. It's on demand. But that definition is missing one absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle that makes it so powerful for us.
And here it is. This is the magic part. You get access to all this amazing stuff without having to manage any of it yourself. You don't have to worry about the servers, the software updates, none of that complex technical stuff. A cloud provider handles all of that behind the scenes for you.
So how does all this work so smoothly? I mean, how is it even possible? Well, it all comes down to three core properties that really define what the cloud is.
And this secret sauce is actually pretty simple. First, it's on demand. You get what you need exactly when you need it. Second, you've got broad network access. That's just a way of saying you can connect from anywhere with pretty much any device. And third, and this is a big one, is resource pooling. Basically, cloud providers serve tons of customers from one giant shared pool of hardware. It's incredibly efficient.
Okay, that's all the technical stuff. But let's get real. Why does any of this actually matter to you or me in our day-to-day lives?
Now, for the companies making the apps we use every day, the perks are huge. We're talking lower costs, way better security, and incredible reliability. And of course, a lot of those benefits get passed down to us. But for you, the everyday user, the single biggest advantage is something a lot more personal.
Yep, the most powerful, most liberating thing the cloud gives us is freedom. And it comes from a concept called device independence.
Let's make this real. Forget all the jargon and just think about your email account for a second, or your Facebook profile. It's the perfect example of the cloud working its magic right in front of you.
So just picture this scenario. You've probably lived it. You're checking emails on your phone. You run out the door and, oops, you left your phone on the kitchen counter. But you get to work and you have to see that important message. No big deal, right? You just hop on a computer, log in, and boom, everything's there. All your messages, your folders, it's all exactly as you left.
That right there, that is device independence. Your stuff, your data, your digital life, it's not stuck on one single machine anymore. It lives in the cloud, so you can get to it from anywhere. That freedom, that's the real power of the cloud for all of us.
All right, so let's try and visualize this whole thing. Let's put all the pieces together with a super simple blueprint of how it all connects.
So right in the middle of everything, you've got the cloud. Just imagine it's this huge collection of super powerful computers and storage drives all humming away in a massive building somewhere far away. And then there's us, the users. We connect into that central hub from whatever device we've got in our hands, our laptop, our tablet, our phone, you name it.
And the whole interaction is just this constant, simple conversation. Your device sends a request, like, hey, show me my new emails. The cloud makes sure it's really you, finds your stuff, and sends it right back to your screen. Instantly. It's happening all the time, completely in the background.
So it's pretty clear the cloud gives us this incredible, untethered freedom to live our digital lives anywhere. But that brings us to a really important final thought. This freedom is amazing, but what does it ask of us in return? What's the real trade-off we're making when we trust our lives to someone else's computer?